Hey guys, this is Hunter with Dial H for HeroClix, and as you can see, we're not even talking about HeroClix today. We're going to expand our YouTube channel, maybe the podcast from time to time, from HeroClix over to another, also WizKids produced game called Marvel Dice Masters. By now I'm sure you guys have at least heard of it, if not played it. It is probably the most popular and most high-selling, high-demand game I have ever seen in my life. This game is sold out. The starters are sold out across the country, partially due to not producing enough, but mainly due to just how well they're selling and how in demand they are. And now the boosters are just about sold out. Across the Midwest, they're pretty much sold out. I've talked to a couple local stores. They said they can't even order any for now. So this is an extremely popular game. I played it myself. I very much enjoyed it. I borrowed other people's starter sets and boosters and stuff. But what I wanted to do was give you guys an idea who are unfamiliar with the game or are slightly familiar and kind of deciding if you want to get into the game or not. Give you an idea of what the pulls will be if you buy boosters. We have 3 gravity feeds to open, which is $180 worth. These are $60 each. There's 60 boosters in each, and the boosters are $1 a piece, which is a good price point and a pretty smart price point, I have to say. $1 boosters will keep people coming and keep people buying. So if you can see here, when we open one booster, which is again only $1, we get 2 cards, and then we get 1 dice for each card that corresponds with the card that we pull. Now, the cool thing about Dice Masters and the good thing about buying these boosters is even though you get a whole lot of commons and uncommons, these dice are the same dice that apply whether this card is a common, uncommon, rare, or super rare. You use the same exact dice. So even if you get duplicate Captain Americas, as we see, we can look at the number to the top right here and see that this cap is a common. So even though this is a common cap and it's not the rare cap that we would like, this dice will apply for the rare caps card. So it's kind of not that bad to pull commons and uncommons, not as much as it is in other games like Clicks and Magic, etc., etc. So that's one good thing about opening boosters. So we get 2 cards in each, so that's going to be 120 cards and 120 dice per gravity feed. The starter set has numbers 1 through 34. Then there are 29 commons in these boosters, 34 uncommon, 30 rare, and 4 super rares. From what I hear, the super rares are very hard to get. It's not 1 per CTD, which is extremely disappointing. It's supposedly 1.5-ish. So basically, out of 2, you should get a super rare. So out of 3, surely to goodness, we'll get 1 super rare. Hopefully, we should get 2 if it's 1.5. So we're going to open these up, see what we get. I'm really hoping for a Black Widow Serena super rare, or a Green Goblin Gabi super rare, or a Nick Fury patch rare. Those are the 3 that I like. I like their play, their effects, and those are the 3 I'm really hoping to get. So let's pop open all these, and I'll lay all the cards out, show you what we got, show you the distribution, and kind of break it down by card for card. Alright, so as you guys can see, I have a lot of cards here. This took me hours, honestly, a couple hours to open up all the packs, sort them out, get them in order, get all these dice together. Couple notes. I opened 180 packs, that's 360 dice. You would think that I would have a lot of copies of each, but there are a couple, and I think it seems to me that it's the characters that are in the starter set that I barely got any dice for at all. For example, out of 360 dice, only 2 were Human Torches, only 2 were Beasts, only 3 were Hulks, and only 3 were Captain Americas. And yeah, and it looks like only 3 were Iron Mans as well. All of those figures are in the starter set. And that's going to be because there's less versions of them. So hopefully through opening a couple packs you'll get lucky enough to at least get an extra 1 for your starter card so that you can max those out. as far as overall distribution, we have 254 commons. So what that means is, okay, another note, every single pack had at least one common in it. So so what we do is take a 254 and subtract 180. So that means 74 of our packs out of 180 packs, 74 of them had both cards were commons. So we had 254 commons, 75 uncommons, 30 rares, and only one super rare out of 3 CTDs, which is extremely depressing. But it was at least Serena, one of the two that I wanted the most. I did finally get Patch Adams, and I'll tell you what was stressful is that Serena, I went through 2 full gravity feeds and almost the entire third one. She was like the second or third to last pack that I opened, and I finally pulled it. I was getting extremely upset. And then Patch as well was like one of the very last cards I pulled, but I did manage to get them. I have a lot of sets of the common sets, as you can imagine, with 254. One thing I've noticed, again, out of 360 dice, only 75 were uncommon. So it's actually pretty hard to get a full set of commons, considering that there are 30-something uncommons. I only got one full set and dupes of multiple other ones, but it's actually decently hard to get uncommon, collect a full set of uncommons in this set. So as a whole, do I suggest buying boosters? There's pros and cons. Pros being, like I said at the top of the show, if you get duplicates of commons, at least you have extra dice to use with no matter what rarity card you have. And then you have a slight chance at hitting a super rare, which are going for a lot on the secondary market right now. But what's your chances of hitting a super rare? Well, considering I just opened 180 packs and only one was a super rare, not very good. And hopefully, surely to goodness, it would be... I don't know why this product doesn't have a guaranteed one super rare per 60 packs. I mean, every other collectible game that I've ever been involved in or know of has a guaranteed, certain set distribution. And this is one of the very few, actually the only game I've ever heard of that doesn't have a guaranteed or a set distribution. But, so you may be better off, honestly, I would not open packs to get super rares. If there's a specific super rare you need, or rare even, I would go to the secondary market for that unless you plan on opening a lot of boosters like I just did. I would treat this game as sort of like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or other card games. I would build a theoretical deck, do research, maybe print out some pictures of the cards, practice, play test, and then buy your deck. Just because the distribution on this is such crap. I mean, I opened 130 packs, or 180 packs, and only 31 were rares or super rares. So if you need a rare or super rare, just buy it on the secondary market. You're going to save yourself a lot of money because its distribution is awful. But again, those are the cons, but the pros are, even though I have a bunch of dupes of commons, I have a bunch of dupes of dice that I can use with whatever rarity card that I have. So overall, like the game a lot. It plays very well. I enjoy it. It's selling like crazy, so you know you're going to have people to play with at your local stores. So I recommend getting into this, or at least giving it a shot. I phrase it as Quarriors meets Magic with superhero flavoring. That's about the most apt description. If you've played any of those, either of those games, you'll enjoy this game. So give it a shot. And you can count on seeing more Dice Masters content on our channel from time to time, along with our HeroClix coverage. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and like, comment if you need. If you have any questions or suggestions for future YouTube videos, any future rules explanation videos, let us know in the comments. And thanks for tuning in.